I don't care about the electric guitar. Electric guitars are absolutely terrible weapons, in my opinion. I don't think there's anything else here I wanted, so that's fine. Alright, so that gives us a place we can sleep. You open both the front and the back door, so we can just stroll in and out as we please now. Stitch all these canned goods, kill the zombies nearby. I'm gonna keep the oats, because I can eat that without doing anything to it. And they'll be very high calorie, because we're at that point where I need to start upping my calories. Holy crap, beta blockers. I do not need 9 things of beta blockers on us. I'm almost feeling like hey, how's it going? What month would you name the end game in Project Zomboid? Like, I would say once you've survived your first winter, you've got to the point where you're end game, so to speak, because the winter is the hardest part. So once you've gone through the winter, it means you're past peak pop. It means, you know, you've already shown you can survive it. Like, that's the point you have to come up with new challenge that basic survival is probably no longer a difficult concern. And hey, how's it going, Darkstrider? So if you're going to go by month, it would be the beginning of March would be when winter is over. But for me, that's like, I'm calling it end game because you've passed the hardest part. Winter itself would be the end game, is if you're talking about the most difficult phase of the game. Oh, I don't want to be carrying multiple water bottles on us either. Okay. So we can finally see... I'm not seeing any zombies nearby. Yep, basically spring. That's what I would say is once you've hit spring, you've gotten to the point the game isn't going to get harder for you unless you're doing something to deliberately make it harder for you, which people do. A lot of people do. Like once you hit that point where you kind of hit a rhythm and you're like, "Oh, you know, what next?" Then they'll start, you know, going, "Okay, well, we're going to try and live in the mall, or we're going to try and clear out this very dangerous part of town, or we're going to move to some place much harder than where we're living right now." And I am trying to deliberately look around the trees to try and watch for groups of zombies. But basically, we're cutting down trees to start getting ourselves some lumber, to start working on our carpentry, all that kind of garbage. The build I'm doing, which I will preface by saying, it is not a good build. It is not a good build for beginners. It's not a good build for advanced people. It's just not a good build. I consider it a 0 to hero build, in that I start with weak, obese, and unfit, which means when I start the game, there is nothing here. I start with 0 fitness, 0 strength, 0 skills of any kind. So, like, I am at a severe disadvantage at the beginning. Yep, no, and that's a lot of people, that's the thing. It's like, why would you do this to yourself? And it's just a playstyle I like. But, yep. But yeah, so I take those negatives, and then on top of that I take slow healing, and that just gives me a ridiculous number of permanent perks. So I get, you know, Cat's Eye, Dexterous, Outdoorsman, Wakeful, Lucky, Eagle Eye, Fast Learner, Keen Hearing, Organized, and Thick Skin. Oh yes, the prediction is over. Thank you for reminding me. We have successfully survived our 4th helicopter at this point. Of the 4 we've had, that was the least eventful one. The 3rd one was not as bad, like, not particularly bad, but like, the 3rd one felt like a normal apocalypse mode helicopter, versus the first 2, you know, were absolute ridiculousness. So congratulations to a whole bunch of people who just gained a bunch of points, and a few people who lost some points, you know. Better luck next time. Oh yeah. When we go and move to, like, getting our first foothold in our next city, the next helicopter right after we get our foothold is going to be an absolute nightmare. Alright, so weapons. Which weapons do you use? So because I am doing 16x pop, the joke I have is my preferred weapon is the weapon I can find. Because we are going to use literally every weapon we can find. Like, on this run, I have killed zombies with pens, I have killed zombies with, you know, butter knives, I have killed zombies with, you know, I think we killed a couple zombies with just using a plank of wood. That said, my personal favorite type of weapon is actually short blade. Mostly because it has negligible negligible stamina use, which is very valuable when you have negligible amounts of stamina to pull from. Now, granted, we've reached the point that I don't have to use every weapon I find. It's somewhere around the point of Maintenance 4, I can start being picky about my weapons. And then it just gets better and better as time goes on. But yeah, this is a long run type run. Like, realistically, the goal I've set for this is probably completely unrealistic and more than likely will not happen, but we're going to see just how far we can make it happen. Because by our best estimates, there's something like 900,000 zombies in the world on this settings. But yeah. Gotcha. Yeah, if you've reached 1 year, for me, I try to set the challenge high enough that reaching 1 year is pushing unrealistic. Like, not that it's not doable, it's just it'll be very rare I get a run that long. Because I had one character that did live to be a little bit over a year. I don't have the exact amount because it was, you know, more than a computer ago, like many versions ago kind of thing, that I was just playing on apocalypse settings after about halfway through the winter, realized I had nothing else to worry about winter-wise. I could just literally sleep in the house and eat food and drink water and live forever. So I started tackling them all and just meat grinder them all, because I had respawns on at the point, so there was no actually winning them all, which, you know, I didn't really think about at the time I was doing it. But basically fully cleared the bottom floor and had a pretty good part of the top floor cleared before we finally died trying to go up the escalator and getting caught by something we couldn't see. But I tried to deliberately make my runs really hard so that getting to that kind of progression is rare. Because there is a point, I feel, that once you're safe, you know, the game starts having a lot less fun. And people disagree. There are people who just like, okay, I've cleared out the zombies, I'm just going to build my base and decorate my base. Cool. Awesome. Do it. Have a great time. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. It's a great way of playing the game, but it's just not my thing. Like, I like to do some decor, but going, like, full Sims with zombies has never been my thing. Alright. I came here looking for something. Oh yeah, that's not bad. Like, I know a number of people who are like, look man, I'm just looking for a chill game. Cool, chill game it up, man. If you're having fun, congratulations. You're playing the game correctly. Let's saw all the logs first for just a little bit of carpentry from doing that. Oh yeah, definitely saw up the logs first. I can't even build floors yet. What am I talking about? For some reason I thought we had like 1.5 carpentry, and I don't know why I thought that. But yeah, we haven't cleared out enough of this town to feel perfectly safe just doing a bunch of heavy lifting, exhausting ourselves and all that. There's a good chance we'll have hordes wander in on us from time to time. But I do feel safe enough to like be working on this. And just keeping an eye out on the fringes to make sure nothing's moving in on us. I'm also, like, just sawing and making lumber and nails and all that because I'm delaying actually building because I'm not sure exactly how I want to build yet. I gotta figure that out. Because I definitely know I'm putting rain barrels on this. But I'm partly going, okay, do I just leave this building as it is, add a door, put the rain barrels up here? Because I almost feel like, as much as I didn't want to, since the, since this building up here is all burned down, just making a tiny little room for us to sleep in up here, next to the water, so I can secure the water. Because I'll need to fish at some point, and I don't want to have to try and fish where I can be attacked from the sides and all that easily. Yep. Yep, that is a constant battle. I mean, I guess... Alright, well that's carpentry 1. Never mind, that's fine. I do not have a current base at the moment. My current living situation is there's a house right here. I slept in there. It's got no boards. We've only slept in there one night, because otherwise we were staying at a house that like all the windows are busted and everything. Like, we haven't done anything. Alright, I feel like I'm going to build like a little tiny shack right up here against the water. And that will expand it out. That way we can basically fish from my porch kind of thing. And I don't need to put down wooden floor, but I don't have the carpentry skill to do anything else, so we are. Oh, right, I need to open boxes of nails, too. Yeah, that is the joke. It's like, you know, it's not The Sims, it's Cursed Sims. You know, let's actually make it go slightly out over the water. And I can have the entrance, like, on one of the sides here. Did my character automatically open one of the boxes of nails? That's kind of cool. I was gonna say, I think you've described normal Sims because, like, your character's like, I'm going to make cereal. Oh no, I'm on fire. And you're like, but why are you on fire? I don't understand. At what point did this make fire? Oh, I would really like a large backpack, but the only way that's going to happen is if I just go walking up these rural roads looking for large groups of zombies to kill for a backpack. And that isn't going to be a thing I do right now. Man, I'm gonna make this like, let's say 5 by 7, just since it's poking out in the water slightly. Because I'm gonna make this like a porch. Like, it'll be walled in on, like, the sides so the zombies can't get through, but a porch. Yep, I'm building like a little shed for the time being. I'm later going to expand it into more. But right now I'm just trying to give myself a place I can sleep up here that won't be, you know, potentially fatal if a zombie happens to just walk by. Like, I'm not worrying about storage or anything in there. Literally, I'm just going to build this and try and plunk a bed down in it at some point. We will end up expanding into a proper base, because I am going to need a proper base to grow plants for the long duration on this run. I'll also need freezers for the winter and all that, but right now, we're not in winter prep mode, we're just, I need a place that the zombies can't get me mode. You can. I would need to find a sledgehammer to knock out all the burnt out walls and then rebuild the walls. So it's actually a pretty colossal effort to do that. And unfortunately, like, I can't knock down the roof or anything like that. Like, I can knock down the walls and the windows and stuff, but not the entire building. Alright, I do think I'm going to be adding a new thing to the to-do list, which is to locate a large backpack. Preferably 2. Which, when I get to that point, that'll be just literally walking down the roads, killing zombies, and hoping for the best. Yep. The good news is we have the hardware store right here and the rural supply store there, and usually you can find some plaster there. Yeah, I was watching. When we have those big helicopter hordes, I do try and watch for katanas and large backpacks. You know, stuff that's like, no, no, no. If I see the giant group of zombies, like, I will try and find a way to single out the one that has that. Usually the way that works is you just keep kiting them in a circle until you get that one separated out, and then you just kill them real fast. Pull the rest of the zombies away and loot the body. Yep. Is that planks there that I overlooked? Yeah, it is. And I know I can grab way more boards and this would go way faster if I did. We're not in a particularly safe place right now. Like the immediate area we've cleared, but this general area we've only knocked down the population, not eliminated it. So I have to be careful about how much I overpush my stamina. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so 2 more. I mean, they are rare now. Like, I will give people that it used to be, if you hit, like, the Riverside warehouse and then, like, one other place, you had, like, better odds than not of finding one. But I do know people who have been like, okay, I've hit the Riverside warehouse, I've hit the Louisville warehouse, I've hit the Muldrow warehouse, and I still don't have one. It's like, yeah, they're rarer now. I personally never actually went out of my way to try and find sledgehammers. It's very rare, like, as, like, I need one. I'll have to deal with those trees later. So... how close am I to the next level in carpentry? Pretty close. I'm going to take stuff apart for a minute to try and get that next point in carpentry. Because I want to, like, build even more platform that I may or may not use. So I'm just going to the house that we've already cleared down here and just start taking apart a bunch of the stuff. And apparently some zombies decided that the house I was staying at was very interesting and that they'd like to stay there. Nope, I will not be able to put a roof on it for quite a while. Oh, picnic benches, like that. Oh, and we got this whole fence to take apart. That's even better. And more picnic benches. Picnic benches are good XP. Ah, I see you. Cheeky guy hiding in the tree. I think it's like 7. But I actually don't care about the roof for a long time. Yeah, so picnic benches are really good XP. So I still need 42 and some change XP to level. When we take this apart, I might get halfway to leveling. Like, picnic benches are really good XP. Yeah, I was like 4 points shy of leveling just from the picnic bench. I don't think I have the second book handy, but I already know where I can find it really easily, and we've cleared the area to there, so I just have to walk over and grab it. And actually, I think I have 3 different places I can probably find that book. Like, one place I know has it, the other one I'm pretty sure has it, and the third place could have it. Alright, I'm just gonna go ahead and grab the planks real fast. we'll drag those home. But yeah, if you're not familiar with Ekron, there's a tool store, a rural supply store, and a bookstore. And all three of those have a really good chance of having carpentry books. And I know the bookstore has it. I'm like 99% sure the tool store had it as well. It's not till you get to like Master and Advanced that sometimes you get pretty unlucky with some of those places. The beginner books are pretty common. Well, beginner, intermediate are pretty common, I should say. I'm gonna drop these here since they're heavy. Okay, I just wanted to test that I could walk on that tile. So if I put 2 walls there, and then box off the rest, well, a wall and a door there, then the zombies shouldn't be able to reach me, and I can still fish. They'll aggro because they'll see me across the water, but I'll be able to see them as well, walk out the door, walk around, and go after them. Alright, let's deal with this group of zombies here. Any zombies I see in the immediate area, gotta go. The goal is kill them all, after all. Yep. Like, I mean, this playthrough we've made a couple of spears because early game we got pretty desperate for weapons. But, usually these playthroughs I don't end up making any spears, and by the time I'm like 5 or 6 on other weapons, I'm still already at like 3 and sometimes 4 on spears. Just from finding zombies with spears in them. Yeah, there's a few that like the ones that, for example, have a nightstick stabbed in them. I'm like, all right, let's talk. What person decided that they were going to try and stab a zombie with a nightstick and not, you know, belt it over the head with it? Like, how did that come to be? I feel like though, if the attacker rolled a 1. It shouldn't do damage. Like, it's a critical failure. Like, the nightstick should break, or they should drop the nightstick, or something like that. It's got to be some, like, mutual rolling of 1s. I was going to be mad if they got a bite off on me because the zombie flipped over. Luckily, that didn't happen. They were just really good with spears and knives, and then, you know, rolled up with a pipe and just got confused. Alright, we'll start grabbing more books. So there's the carpentry for intermediates and advanced. I already grabbed master mechanics, mechanic for intermediate. Never the rake. Alright, that's where we'll stop. Just the tiniest step into heavy load. Oh, I did that earlier, where I was like, oh, I definitely want to grab that, and it's like, wait a second, that is my inventory. And close the door behind us, that way we know the place is mostly safe, unless we see windows or doors busted out. If we see that, then we know zombies can get in. Not that that's a hard fast roll, they could break down the back door or whatnot, but still. Cause experience, you had a rough go of Project Zomboid today. Neat event. Helicopters is set to sometimes, which is about 2 or 3 times a month. The big thing is to have more than once. So there's been something I have been meaning to test for a while. So this ice maker, half of it's burned down. If I pick up the half burned down ice maker, what happens? I guess maybe I don't have the inventory space. It might not let me do it because it's half destroyed. Gotcha. I never tried it before, so I was like, what does happen? My assumption is you wouldn't get it, like it'd destroy it, but still. Yep, that makes sense. It's alright, we'll find other ones. The freezer isn't a big priority until way later. Like when we start getting pretty close to winter, that's when I actually care about the freezer. Alright. Because of our current... Let's see, how do I want to approach this? Because I don't want to keep doing carpentry if we're not going to get full value out of it. At the same time, I don't want to plop down and just sit and read the book at 4:30, because that's going to really mess up our sleep schedule. For so many bases, I've grabbed 2 ice makers, and I usually only barely end up filling up one of them. Just because the amount of effort it takes to fill stuff up with one person. And then usually stuff just spoils even in the freezer fast, and I can use it like that. I guess I can just keep clearing the neighborhood. Yep. One moment. Important things I need to add to the map. It's important. I'm not grabbing them yet, but we will be grabbing the flamingos. Hey, Moon. Yeah, that'd be the other thing that'd be possible is if you picked up a half burned down, like a half burned down freezer, it should only give you like the half that wasn't burned down. Alright, I guess we do this. I hear you in the house, zombie, busting down the door. It's fine. I'm only worried about the shed right now. So you're telling me, zombie, I was beating on that door the whole time, and you never noticed? I figured we were well and by far in the clear that any zombie in there would have started doing something. So I need to remember to just push on the door regardless of how safe I feel. So there's a second generator. I need to find the eraser so I can start removing notes. Okay, carry on. We're about to be sleepy anyway, so you do you, boo. Yeah. Now, part of the reason I do the not isometric maps is people will ask, like, I'll say, oh, that's to the north, and they'll be like, get all confused because they'll think this is north, this is south, this is east, and this is west, but it's this is north, this is south, this is east, this is west. And so when you turn the map like this, they can see that. I thought I opened the front door. So, yeah, I did a bunch of checking and troubleshooting and all that kind of stuff. We haven't had any problems with stream at all today, but I had done a lot of stuff like uninstalled the drivers I had, which, you know, had a update at some point. Made sure I got the latest drivers from the manufacturer themselves. I am not doing multiplayer today. Normally we have been doing multiplayer on Saturdays, however, you know, Toom has other things she's working on at the moment that she was unavailable, so we are not doing that today, which is fine. Like, that was one of the things I prefaced with all the people I play with have schedules that can move around based on availability of people and all that, so there's going to be times that it can't happen. There are times it will. Gotcha. Speaking of which, I probably do need to figure out whatever we are doing for dinner soon-ish. Like, she's home and I don't want to, like, make her do it kind of thing. That's not fair. And I know she'd just volunteer, but that makes me feel guilty that she's just doing it. So I think what I'll probably do here in just a minute is I might take a like 3-4 minute break, throw some dinner in the oven, that kind of thing, and get back up here, which is good because I haven't taken any breaks for like anything yet, and it's important to make sure you take time to take care of yourselves. And our character desperately needs to eat a whole bunch of stuff. Yes, calories. Give me the calories. I needs them. Yeah, I can get that feeling. I was actually very pleasantly surprised recently. One of my friends that I played a bunch of games with them in the past. But it was usually stuff like ARPGs, MMORPGs back when I played those, and